We're ready to get started. So, welcome to this training around getting motivated seller appointments for less than really lunch. I mean, like less than 15 bucks. I'm going to show you an example of motivated seller appointments that we're getting for less than $10. And I'm going to break down. There's no hold back here. We're going to get you all the resources that you need to actually implement this in your house buying business. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. If you don't know me, my name is Joel Aponte, and I help real estate investors scale with motivated seller appointments. So this is essentially what we're going to be going through today. No worries, you're going to get access through a quick link of all these diagrams and presentations. It's a pretty cool tool. So you'll be able to access all of this. Just make sure you've got, all your attention and we'll get started here. So how to fill your calendar with motivated seller appointments at $11.98 each. And I'm actually going to go ahead and show you real quick. I think it's fun. Let me see how I can get this reloaded because I looked at it today and it was actually tracking at much less. So obviously our goal is to get as many motivated seller appointments that are raising their hand saying, listen, I do want to get a cash offer on my house. That way you're not having to chase, and that way you can actually hire other people to close for you, virtual team members, closers, whatever you want to call them, or even in-person appointments. If you're not able to fill up your calendars like this, you will never be able to work yourself out of the business. And so this is one technique that we use for us and our members in REiMachines to keep calendars full of appointments. Now, we all know that, whenever you visit a website, you might be scrolling in your social media and it just seems like this person, this business is just everywhere, right? And that is called retargeting. And we're going to be breaking down and giving you the tools to actually implement this in your house buying business today. And, it's kind of funny because back in the day, it was so hard to get motivated sellers. And nowadays, it doesn't really matter what source you're using. You're able to follow up with them passively, meaning you don't have to really lift a finger. This is passively following up for you all across the different platforms, and everybody's in social media. So if you're not doing this, you're not really making the most out of your advertising budget. You can do this for as little as $10 a day. So it doesn't take a huge investment. That's like 310 bucks a month, right? If my math's right. So, with that said, we're going to cover the setup. We're going to cover the setup to actually get, and this is an example right here of my ads dashboard as of today, $9.37 for the last 30 days by the time that you're watching this. Okay. So very interesting. Now, what you must know is that, in fact, it does not matter what source you're getting the leads from. Doesn't matter if you're like getting them from PPL, like pay per lead. It doesn't matter if you're getting them from SEO, search engine optimization, PPC, although this almost looks the same, but no, pay per click, Facebook ads, TikTok ads, mail, if you're doing texting or cold calling or even cold email. Once somebody shows interest and they land in your funnel, in your calendar, you don't need a full-blown SEO optimized website to do this. You can do this with a very simple funnel. I'm going to give you what we use, 100% free. You don't need, like an H domain or anything like that. You just need somewhere that you can place a little header code, and it could be as simple as a calendar or a simple funnel, which we're going to provide for you in this video training. So as you watch this, make sure to let me know what sort of questions you have so that we can follow up in future clarifications, right? So with that said, let me clear these. We're clear that the goal is to get more motivated seller appointments. And if we're able to get more motivated seller appointments, we have more opportunities, more at bats. It doesn't matter where they're coming from. If they've raised some sort of intent, you can do this for as little as $10 a day, right? Or maybe even less, to be honest with you, because these are just a small list of people that have landed somewhere, whether it's your Facebook page, your Instagram page, or your calendar or website, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna show you how to retargeting works, even if you don't have like a full-blown website, why most investors are leaving money on the table by skipping this strategy. And I kind of alluded to that with the fact that you're already paying for that person raising their hand. Why not go ahead and follow them around passively? Because sometimes people may get busy. They might have started filling out your form and just didn't get to finish it. And if you're not doing the retargeting, but my team is doing the retargeting, we're gonna get that lead and you won't. And that's really the difference in any competitive landscape, okay? And the exact system we use to book motivated seller appointments at just $11.98 each. I just showed you what we're paying right now. It may fluctuate a little bit up and down, but once it's going, it's kind of one of those set it and forget it. You don't really even have to think about it. And it just helps with constant nurture of these motivated sellers. Now, with that said, as I mentioned before, this is like an actual campaign. I'm going to be breaking that down for you. But here, this is a Facebook or Meta ads dashboard where you can see proof. Just in this last 30 days, we've had 32 appointments. We spent $9.37. And look at that, closely to what I told you, $310, 299 with 73 cents. So this is true, no hype, right? So we're going to break down here with you kind of what you need to do, and hopefully, you can implement this in your business. So before we get lost in the forest and the technical stuff and, like really in the weed of things, I'm just going to go through what you need. And I'm going to tell you that there's a help question mark here in the Meta Ads dashboard that should help you in case you get stuck. Now, the first thing is you need to go ahead and do a business.facebook.com account, a business manager account, and just follow the prompt. It's going to guide you. It's going to ask you for your entity, your LLC. If you're a sole proprietor, there's ways around that. I'm not really going to get into that because that would be a waste of our time. But as you go through this, if you don't have a business manager account, you need to do that. And you need to go now to business.facebook.com/login or sign up. You'll find it. This is for the Meta Business Manager account. This is where the ads dashboard is at. And so without setting that up first, you won't be able to get access to all the assets that are required, okay? So with that said, after you have done that, okay, after you have done that, we need to create a Facebook page for your business. This is not a personal profile. This is a Facebook page that is solely for your house buying business. Now, you could, if you have an existing page, you can add it, right? Connect it, or you can create a new one. Don't reuse or alter, the different things around the Facebook. Like don't mix them. Like if you have a house buying uh, Facebook business page, do not try to mix them with interests. You need to go ahead and either create a new one or connect one. Okay. So again, not your personal profile. You're going to need your Facebook business page up and running. You can connect it or create a new one, start fresh. That way, the pixels and everything, like all the data is tracked in one place. And no worries, everything is going to be handed over here via email, this link, this map, everything. You're going to get access to all this for free. So what you want to do is also, a lot of people are now in Instagram, older people, stuff like that. So you want to go ahead, if you haven't created an Instagram page that's connected as an asset, you want to go ahead and do that. So first, like we discussed, create your business manager account. Second, make sure you have a Facebook business page. Third, go ahead and do an Instagram page because that way you can follow them through both platforms. And so Instagram does have huge leverage as well as Facebook. So people use both. So might as well just go ahead and get that done. And a little secret tip here, a little advice on the people section. Make sure you add more than just one person, whether it's you and your spouse, or if you have like two personal Facebook accounts or whatever, because in case one Facebook profile gets locked out, the other one can rescue it, if that makes sense. Okay. Now, the next piece is you want to create an ads account. And if you notice, we've been going down the line, this path right here. After you create your business manager, you get your business info, you want to make sure that you have your page set up. Your ad account is next, okay? And at the beginning, before you start spending, it's going to go ahead and limit the amount of ad accounts that you have. If for some reason you're limited, you were in other ventures or whatever, I guess it's always better to use an asset from the start, with a certain industry, a certain, purpose. But in this case, you can go ahead and create a new one or just reuse another one if you have no other option. But at first, I think it limits it to like three, whenever you first start off. Okay. So after that, you want to create, they used to call it pixel only. Now they call it a data set. Just call it data sets, aka pixel. Meta changes all the time. But as you notice here, we're going through the settings area in your business manager, and you want to go to data sets and pixels. You want to create a pixel, a data set just for your house buying business, like not for anything else. Everything, you keep noticing the same trend as I speak through these things. You want to make sure that the sole purpose is to talk with motivated sellers, nothing else. Okay. And so, with that said, once you have that, you go to Events Manager. This may be a little bit sneaky. Sometimes the windows do change, but once you create your data set, your pixel, and you have the pixel number, it's going to show up somewhere around here. You want to go to Events Manager. This is really what ties everything in. And after the Apple iOS updates, this is really important because not only are you going to need to get your pixel code for the header code, but you're going to need a CRM that actually does conversions API. Now, all that is a big word for your contacts database, your CRM, to tell Facebook what is happening because people opt out from tracking. And if you don't have a way to tell Facebook and feed it and let it know, hey, this person's scheduled with this email, with this phone number, with this name, if they have opted out from tracking, like many people have for some reason. I kind of myself enjoy the ads that I get served that I actually like, that I'm interested in. But if you don't have that, no worries. I'm going to be providing you a link to that. If you don't have that, your ad account, your pixel is just essentially going to be running blind. Okay, so you want to go to Events Manager. It could be a little bit sneaky, but that's where that's at. So that's why I'm highlighting it right there. And when you go ahead and paste your metapixel data set code, we use our own version of the high level platform known as REiMachines, but I'm going to give you a 14-day free trial to high level in case you want to, kind of get going, tested, whatever. It's not our full blown REiMachine system for sure. But if you don't have a way to actually get a funnel page going or a CRM that has conversions API, then it may be a solution for you. Okay. And that's going to be included in the material here, somewhere in the description here below. And so, with that said, you need to set up a page, a funnel. Doesn't have to be a full-blown website, but you want to set up a funnel page that has a head tracking code that you can put this meta pixel code in there, and you want it to be easy to book. You want an easy to book page that is just front and center, that whenever you send people to this page, they know exactly what it's about. They know that, hey, you can schedule a real cash offer right here. They pick a time and they go, because these people, they either landed on your website and never filled out a form. Maybe you have a cold call agency that feeds you leads. And when those leads come into your system should be delivering them an automated link to schedule a call consistently. And that in itself, follows them around. So you definitely want to go ahead and get that set up. Once you have your data set, your pixel, get it set up in the header of your funnel. Even if you have like a Calendly, you need something that you can put a header code in there so that it can start tracking. Okay. And so with that said, once you do that, okay, you want to make sure that if you don't do this yet, you need to. All of your follow-up sequences, whether it's new seller, active seller, cold seller lead, like all these stages always have to point back to scheduling, to your scheduling page. Okay. If you don't, you're going to be missing out. You need to make sure that it's always pointing back and following up with these people 24/7. So that's that. Let's take a look here. So again, this may sound overwhelming, but essentially, now that you have your pixel and you've put it in your page, you're gonna need two things. You're gonna need your access token, and you're gonna need your data set. Again, they changed the name from pixel data set. And you're gonna need whatever setup that you have. I'm gonna give you mine for free, but whatever conversion API to Facebook API you have, that feeds information back to leads and appointments, like, hey, this is a lead, this is an appointment, this is actual contract, this is actually closed. If you don't have this setup, you're not going to be telling Facebook and Meta, like, these are the good leads, feed me more of these. And so right now, after we have completed our pixel and our data set ID extraction, right, we need to get the access token and the data set ID, and that is done in the business manager as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to head back to your business manager in Meta, and you're going to go ahead and look at data sources, look for your pixel, and you're going to essentially copy that number under data set ID. You're going to need that. Whether you use what we use or use something else, you're going to need that data set ID to be able to feed that information back to Meta. Okay. And then the next piece, which is what I had mentioned, is a access token code. You're going to go back again, go to your pixel, grab it, generate access token, and it's going to give you a number. And that number, you're just going to literally copy and paste them. Now, High Level has a lot of video tutorials on this. I just try to make it as simple as possible. But that is the view that you actually need to do. Those are the numbers that you need. And once you copy and paste them here, what happens is when a lead comes in, when an appointment is set, when a new deal is closed, when somebody fills out a form, it's telling Facebook back, hey, this is a lead. Hey, this is an appointment. Hey, this is a contract. Get me more of these. And it keeps optimizing. If you're just relying on the old way, like custom conversions and pixels only, it's not going to be as good, and you're not going to optimize, and you're not going to be able to get the lower cost per lead continually. I hope that makes sense. So with that said, I'm just going to walk you through real quick on actually launching the campaign, so that, these are the steps, and you're going to get this with the resources on the video, but these are the steps that we went through. But in order to get the appointments down to 937, you really cannot miss a step, right? And ultimately, the goal is to just have calendars full for you or for your closers. And this business is all about lowering the cost per lead, lowering the cost per contract, and lowering the cost per closing, and just increasing margin on the backside of it. So once you are ready to launch your campaign, I'm going to literally just show you the setup right here, the breakdown. I call it warm retargeting because all it is that they landed on a funnel, on a website, on a calendar that I had. And if your follow-up systems don't really do this, you need to implement it, because a lot of people just land on your website and don't fill out a form, and then whoever retargets them is the one that actually gets the lead. So this is the setup in Meta once you go to your ads, campaigns. And so you're going to pick auction type, you're going to pick leads. Okay, that's what you are optimizing for. You're going to pick special ad category is going to be housing. In United States, you can expand this worldwide. You can add other regions in here. I just found that out today. You can add other countries. Some people travel, so people sell their houses from other countries. And so that is the campaign level. These are the settings right here. And then on the ad set, which is where it's placed, a little bit more specifics around where the ad is at, you're going to click website. You're going to click maximize number of conversions. Why? Because you're trying to send them to a link directly to a calendar, right? You're not using lead ad forms. You're trying to sell them, sell them to get to a calendar always. And honestly, this is like a set it and forget it thing. It's really cool. So you pick your pixel, you click. The action that you want is to have them schedule. I suggest you put a cost per result goal, $50, although I don't think it does much because the audience is gonna be really narrow. It's not gonna be a whole lot of people. It's gonna grow over time, but it's not gonna be a whole lot of people, and you can literally set $10 a day, even less if you want to, honestly, because these are just follow-ups from people that have interacted with your website. And so right here, you're gonna click and you're gonna select audience, right? Anybody that has visited your website, your URL. And it's not gonna let you change these things at all, because it's a special category, but the algorithm and all these things has just gotten better and better every single time. And what you're gonna do then is you're gonna go ahead and do ads. And like, for example, this is a very simple ad, that we have up. And like what we like to do, and you can see I only have 4. It's not like, I have tens of thousands of ads. I mean, I can add more, I can test more stuff, but this is just retargeting. And the cool thing about this is that you just set it and forget it. So you can see right here, I have my specific link to go to that calendar. And right here, you can keep it simple. You can literally keep it simple with a picture, with a description. These are literally the settings. You can give a few variations. You can use ChatGPT to come up with a couple of them. And the idea is that people are floating around on their social media and they're getting pointed back to always like book a call, book a call. And the more credibility that you have and the easier that you make it for your sellers, then obviously the more appointments you're going to be able to get. So hopefully this was useful. Again, all the resources that I presented here, the funnel, the automation for conversions API, these snapshots and stuff like that. This is a kind of new tool that I'm using. It's pretty cool to kind of draw on it. It's going to be available in the resources with the video. And again, if you need help with actually getting packed calendars for motivated sellers, feel free to reach out. Some of the resources, links below. But here you should be able to implement this step by step and be able to get your account going if you literally just follow these screenshots and the step by step guidance here that I provided. So there's no reason you shouldn't be waking up to motivated sellers. Now I'm gonna go ahead. I see somebody's here. Kind of take any follow-up question. Chris, you wanna ask any questions? If not, we're gonna call it a meeting, sir.
No, I'm driving. I missed the first part, but if you send up the video, I'll watch it.
Yeah, man, for sure, for sure. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean, you got your own website and everything. You don't have retargeting ads going?
Right though.
Okay. Yeah, man. Just like $10, easy to get them going for sure. Not complicated whatsoever. Hey, all right. So I'll definitely send the recording out. I guess I see Matt. Matt, we're actually done here. I'm not one to do a lot of long trainings, but I'll definitely send the recording out. Any particular questions you wanted to get answered regarding retargeting ads? Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. But I'll be resending. Yeah, I'll be resending for sure all the recording and resources. I'll send you guys the link for the funnel. You can literally just plug it in your system. Also everything that you saw, the drawings and the screenshots and stuff like that, and along with that recording, then you should be able to really kind of implement it, honestly. And it's an easy win. And the cool thing is that you just have to set it and forget it. So be on the lookout for your email. Once I get the Zoom recording back, I'll definitely send it out for everybody. All right. So y'all take care. God bless.